I'm Jeffrey, and this is Life with a Pipe. Thanks for joining me again today. For Christmas, one of my daughter's best friends gave my wife and I a small cheese board with a cheese knife and a fork, a small cheese charcuterie board, basically. And, well, I am claiming it as a plug cutting board. But before I use it, I want to season it. So please join me while I season a new plug cutting board. And then we'll come back to the office and we will share a pipe together. Join me. All right. Here we are. One of my daughter's friends gave my wife and I this small cheese board as a Christmas gift, and I am going to repurpose it as a plug cutting board. Perfect size. You can see it's the size of a hand, so it is a very small cheese board here. Great for a charcuterie board or cheese board for two, but not great for much beyond that. So, as I said, this is going to become a plug cutting board for me, but it is very dry to the touch, and just like with pipes, oiling and conditioning or waxing the board will give it longevity, make it less porous. It won't crack over time. So I'm just going to make a quick video here of me oiling and conditioning this board. This will be in multiple parts because the oil needs time to soak in, and then generally you'll do more than one coating of the conditioner, and then there's buffing, etc., etc. So this will be a video done over time. So we'll time lapse this as necessary. So let's get started. These are fine. I might oil these a little bit, but again, these are not implements for tobacco. These would be implements for cheese, but these will be useful for other things. So I'll leave these out of the film. I have a silicone brush here to just help spread the oil. Because this has never been treated, it is quite dry, and I'm going to be very liberal with the oil here. I'm going to set the conditioner aside for now. I'm going to shake this up. In a recent previous video, you had seen that I used some mineral oil from the drugstore, which is a laxative. It is food grade. This is also food grade. This is just plain mineral oil used for cooking surfaces or cutting surfaces, butcher blocks, cutting boards, etc. So I'm just going to pour some in here, and just going to spread this out. All right, I'm just going to let this sit for a few minutes, and then we'll flip it over, do the other side. So I'm using a silicone brush because it doesn't absorb the oils. So if I was using a cloth, I would be losing product. And well, I'm a cheap bastard, and I like to get my money's worth. So anything I can do to make tools and resources last longer, go farther, I'm probably going to opt for those options. And again, we'll let this sit, let it soak in, and we'll go from there. And we're back. I'm going to flip it over and put a new coat on the other side. All right, we'll let that sit some more. All right, we're back. So I just keep moving the oil around on this, and it has soaked up where it wants to soak up. The reservoir continues to kind of collect oil, so I think we're good on the top side here. The bottom side really didn't need a whole lot. So I'm going to go ahead and buff this a bit. Just use this towel here. I love the look of oiled wood. So the next step is to put some cutting board conditioner on it. You do need to shake this up really, really well. So this is a combination of mineral oil and natural waxes. Beeswax, carnauba. You could, again, this is food safe, you could use this on pipes if you wanted a light clean. Something like this where it's a combination of beeswax and carnauba and it's in liquid form would probably work pretty well on rusticated pipes. Don't take my word for that. That's just a thought off the top of my head. Just in that it would get into the recesses, and you just want to be sure that you'd be able to buff it out really well to make sure that you don't get pooling inside of those recesses on the pipe. But here we go. So again, I'm just gonna pour some on and we'll spread it out. And because I'm not going to be using this for cooking or anything, this is a treatment that, you know, on the bottle it says repeat once a month, but because, you know, I'm not going to be washing this with soap and water on a regular basis, this will definitely last longer than a month at a time. So this is something that you put on, you let it sit, and then you buff it out. Okay, guys, this has been sitting for a couple of hours. I'm going to go ahead and just use a piece of old t-shirt here as a cloth to wipe off whatever is residual here. Maybe just some paper towel would work really well for this. That way you can just toss it out, no concerns. All right, she's looking nice. I'm going to go ahead and treat the back side. All right, we sit and wait some more. All right, guys, so this has been sitting for a while. It's seeped in quite a bit in other places, so I'm just going to wipe this off as well. So I'm going to let this sit and let the waxes and the oils seep in overnight. And then we'll come back and we will cut some beautiful plug tobacco on this and enjoy a pipe. All right, it's time to enjoy the fruits of our labor. The oil has been wiped off. The wax has been wiped off. The cutting board has set overnight, and we are ready to christen this new plug cutting board. So today we have a Dr. Grabo Omega, Army mount, rusticated. My favorite plug, this is GLP's triple play plug. Cut off some of this deliciousness here. Rub that out a bit. Triple play plug is a Virginia Perique dark fire blend, which is my preference in the Virginia Perique genre. I like the Omega because it has a fairly narrow bowl, which is great for Virginia blends, particularly Virginia Periques. There we go. Let's go enjoy. Welcome back to the office. So the cutting board turned out beautifully. I don't think I'm going to keep it here in the future, but for this video, I think it's displayed quite nicely there. This triple play plug is wonderful. If you have not tried it yet and you like a Virginia Perique Darkfire, you're missing out. Get you some. I have not yet tried the other plugs in the GLP's line. There's Jackknife Plug, Pirate Cake even, I believe, is GLP's. I might be wrong there. But this one is wonderful. So thank you for joining me. Just, a little quick something to do here to assist with the enjoyment of tobacco. Having a nice cutting board in order to cut your plugs on is very, very helpful. A lot of people just avoid plugs altogether because they don't want to deal with the preparation. But in my opinion, they are well worth it. Crumble cakes are fun, but they are made from tobacco that has been cut into ribbons generally and then pressed together, whereas plug tobacco is made from whole leaf tobacco that's been stacked. And the effect, the melding, the marrying of the leaves, in my opinion, seems to be better, more consistent. They get a tighter press. You'll notice that there's a big difference between a plug and a crumble cake, in that the plug stays together. It stays hard. But a crumble cake, over time, it tends to expand and then it falls apart, which again makes it easier to use in the future for the consumer. But there's just something about a plug tobacco that is very, very nice. So again, triple play plug by GLP's, one of my favorite Virginia Perique Darkfire blends. Great in this Dr. Grabo Omega. Well, for now, remember, life with a pipe is better than without. Bye for now.